Welcome back to another episode of We're not excited
for any movie coming out this year.
We're gonna look through all the movies.
This is a third series we've started
yep.
this week.
Yep. We're gonna look through all the movies of 2018.
That says 2017.
Well, it came out this week, so
okay.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. All right.
And we're gonna say how little excitement we have for all these movies.
Yeah. Okay.
So first one, Paddington 2.
I did not see the first Paddington.
Me neither.
I did not plan on seeing the first Paddington.
I don't care at all.
No.
I've heard it's good.
Really?
Yeah, everyone I talked to about this movie is like, yeah, it was actually really good.
The second one?
No, the first one.
Okay, because the second one looks like garbage.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It looks like a pile of garbage.
It looks like garbage. Okay, moving on. The Commuter, also known as Nonstop.
It's directed by the guy who did Nonstop.
Yeah,
so it's like
it's probably the same.
It's
movie.
Nonstop on a train. I read the synopsis. It's like he gets caught up in a criminal conspiracy on his daily commute home. So it's like this guy he rode the train every day until one day the train rode him.
Yeah,
with the mob.
Probably trash.
Probably bad. Are we just skipping over movies?
I'm skipping over movies that I have no idea what they are because I don't really care.
Vazante.
Star Wars, that's already out.
These
movies are already out. Where am I going? Oh wait, this is a movie. Okay, yeah, next weekend.
Next week.
I'm a professional.
12 strong.
12 strong. Chris Hemsworth fights the KK. No, sorry, the other one, the Taliban.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of like 13 hours vibes from this.
Yeah.
I would liken 12 Strong to Michael Bay's 13 Hours that came out also in January.
Or it's like, we've got one lead man, it's probably going to be too long, and have, like, okay action and really boring characters. That's my call.
Yeah. I don't care about that movie at all, and I won't say
I don't.
Okay, I don't
Forever My Girl.
Forever My Girl. That looks like a Nicholas Sparks movie.
Sparks will fly.
Yeah, Sparks will fly. Probably bad.
Yeah, probably good. The Leishers.
The Final Year, starring
2017.
Starring Barack Obama.
Why does it say 2017?
Because the Maze Runner.
The Maze Runner, the Death Cure.
The Death Cure.
Okay.
This is funny to me.
Why?
Because
it took them a couple years to get enough funding.
Yeah.
They were just scrounging for funds. Did you think they went to churches and stuff? We're like, oh, this is for the homeless. We got some more money, guys. We can make the movie now.
We can finally make it. We can conclude the Maze Runner trilogy that everyone wants to conclude. The young adult novel.
No, that franchise. You said it was born and died and killed
by the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
and so it's. Because as soon as
Twilight kind of started it.
Yeah, a little bit, but the one where it's
I think it exploded.
It's a it's a dystopian future where the teenagers have to fight the evil government.
Yeah.
Where we literally got 3 or 4 of those series in a row.
It was
and they were all bad.
They were all maybe.
Well, the Hunger Games were fine.
I saw the first 2 Divergents, though.
Were those any good?
The first one, it's this is slightly more, or I guess, slightly less derivative than I thought it would be. But it's still very derivative.
Yeah.
And
the third, and the final one of those ones, that one was just a straight-to-DVD movie.
Yeah.
They couldn't even get it in theaters.
And the second,
so that's
the first one,
baffling to me.
The first one was actually
because each one it felt dropped in quality too.
No, because the first one was good. I'm not gonna say it's not great.
No, but
it's incredibly derivative.
But series as well, where it's
the second one was kind of a mess.
Divergent. Divergent's the Divergent series. Those are the poor man's Hunger Games, and then the Maze Runner's the poor man's Divergent series. So it's even more.
No, but with the Maze Runner, I've seen a couple trailers for this, and I'm like, oh, this looks like an actual really good. I'm going somewhere with this. Really good train action set piece that they stole from Firefly. I'm like, this is literally the train job, and the ship looks like Serenity, and they're stealing a cart, and I'm like, you know what? I've lost interest. And there's Lord Baelish. He's like, ooh,
we gotta catch the Maze Runners.
Will you be able to The maze isn't over. It's everywhere. Will you be able to cure death? And then,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 76 Maze Runner games.
I'm Lord.
Do you think he'll get a better death than in Game of Thrones?
No. It's gonna be worse. And his death was terrible. Yeah, I think his death wasn't bad. Just compared to Game of Thrones deaths,
yeah,
it was kind of garbage.
It was like, oh,
just like when you have it's like, oh, it was fine. It was fine. It's like I saw it coming, and the show is usually really unpredictable. Winchester, what's that?
It's a horror scary movie, I think.
I'm ready to get horrored. I'm not. That's just January garbage. Oh, this is February, right?
Or February.
Okay, so it's February garbage.
So they're, slightly better. Oh yeah, 50 Shades Free.
50 Shades Free. So this is.
Don't miss the climax. Ooh.
That's brilliant.
I mean, it's. Okay, so I told you this before, but
yeah,
my ex-girlfriend saw the first one, and she thought it was a bad movie. And she's the target demographic for these movies.
That really says something.
So that says something about the quality of the 50 Shades movies.
I think what's interesting about just film in general is that there's certain things, just like with storytelling, where it's like you can do, if you do all the right things, people will generally enjoy a movie.
Yeah.
And even people who don't know about film won't enjoy movies that don't have things that don't fuck it up. They'll be like, they'll know inherently. They'll just be like, something's not right about this.
Like, they'll just be like, they'll say, no, that was bad. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
They might not be able to say
why. They might not be able to articulate. It's like maybe the stakes weren't high enough, and or the characters didn't have clear motivations.
But
or they'll be able to say they can tell. There's just something you have in you. Because we've been exposed to so many stories that you just have this deep-rooted thing in you where you know a story.
When a story
is wrong, when it's bad.
Peter Rabbit, do you remember that book?
No.
It was a book.
Okay, I saw like a 30-second
he's a movie now. It's it's the sequel to Hop, I believe.
I think okay, so go ahead. Because I saw like a trailer for it on Facebook for like about a minute. Well, it was probably longer than that, but I couldn't stand it for more than a minute because
Daisy Ridley's in this.
She is?
Yeah, it says Daisy Ridley.
Okay, because the main star is Rose Byrne, I'm pretty sure. She's not listed anywhere. Nope. Anyways. Is basically from what I've seen in the trailer, Rose Byrne is like...
I like him.
Yeah, I know, I do, but that's when I stopped. That's when I checked out. It was because it's very for kids. It's so for kids that it hurts. Because the trailer I saw is like, oh, Rose Byrne, she's like this gardener, and she's like super sweet and like everything. And then this neighbor moves in, and he's like super sweet to her, and he's played by Domhnall Gleeson. And he's got like brown hair now. He's like edgy. He's an edgy Domhnall Gleeson.
I don't want it.
So he's like, and he's super nice to her. He's super nice to her, right?
Yeah.
But he's mean to the rabbits. So the rabbits start coming up with these schemes where like. They're like they put like rakes in his bedroom kind of thing, so he steps on all the rakes and he's like, oh no, and like
that sounds
it is garbage.
That's not even what's in the book. It's just like a book about this rabbit. There's he's like a teddy bear rabbit, but then he like comes to life. Yeah. And it's this heartwarming story about Peter Rabbit or something.
So it almost
I might be thinking of Paddington.
It's weird. So it almost becomes like that, like that. It's kind of like that Lana dating Lex Luthor kind of thing, where it's like the rabbits know that he's bad, but they can't. But they have trouble telling Rose Byrne because they're rabbits. They can't tell her. So they just don't like the guy, and it's the story tells itself from there.
Okay, Black Panther.
We've got a video about Black Panther.
Click in the description to see. Our thoughts on the Black Panther
and why we don't care.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Samson.
Is that
the movie of?
After losing the love of his life to a cruel Philistine prince, a young Hebrew with supernatural strength defends his people, sacrificing everything to avenge his love, his people, and his God.
I
think they already got part of the story wrong.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the last. Like that's the end of the story. Is the last sentence there.
Yeah.
Is the very end. He very much because if you don't know the story, spoilers for Samson's story from the Bible.
Dies.
No, he kills himself to kill everyone bad.
Yeah, everyone bad.
It's like imagine if you're watching Star Wars and instead of doing the trench run, Luke just gets captured by the bad guys. And they put him, and they lock him up. He's a prisoner in the Death Star.
He loses the Force.
And then he says, he loses the Force. And then he says, wisdom, Force, let me use your power one more time. And then he blows up the Death Star. That's the end of Samson. Yeah. And but also in Samson he makes all the wrong decisions. Now. I really like the story of Samson and it'd make a really cool movie.
It would make a cool movie.
But judging by this poster, it looks very cheap.
Yeah.
And it's probably has a bunch of models that can't act.
Yeah.
Which is the problem.
It looks like they're also whitewashing it.
Yeah.
Which is too bad.
We should make good Bible movies.
Yeah, the show The Bible.
Yeah.
I've seen some of it. I haven't watched all of it.
Is it whitewashing?
Because he's a black guy in it, and it's actually it's actually a good episode.
He's got dreads.
Yeah, so. He's got wicked dreads.
Yeah,
it's actually a good episode, and that was probably my favorite episode of the Bible.
Because they just do the same.
It's just the story of Samson.
That sounds good,
and it's pretty good.
I'm down for that. All right. So watch the Bible.
Watch at least the one about the episode of Samson because
this movie
pretty
looks
good.
garbage.
Okay, I don't know what any of these are. Okay,
just movies people will talk about. I guess.
Annihilation. This is the
based
one.
off a book.
I think it's based on a book, and it's got Natalie Portman in it. But it's by the guy who did Ex Machina.
Oh,
and I really like Ex Machina.
That guy. I like Ex Machina.
So maybe that one will be good.
Maybe it'll be good.
That's my one hope.
Game night.
Game night.
A group of friends who meet regularly for game nights find themselves trying to solve a murder mystery. That sounds like a joke. It's a real movie.
I think it's the comedy.
It
has Jason Bateman in it.
Comedy, action, crime, horror, mystery. I'm calling it now because it's rated R. This movie will bomb.
It's a comedy.
But it's rated R.
Which means that
R-rated movies don't do well, Danny. Unless they're good movies.
Unless they're comedies.
Oh.
It's probably fucking, what do you call it?
So I guess you can superimpose me saying it will bomb with when it does well. This movie will bomb.
Well, I just because it's like this. I'm predicting now. This is gonna be game night. Is gonna be this year's, the one where they kill the stripper. What's that one called from last year?
Ooh, Rough Night.
This year's Rough Night.
Well, it's because that is night in the title.
Yeah, and it's a similar premise.
Okay.
It's gonna be like that.
Okay.
The War with Grandpa. Robert De Niro stars in another bad movie.
It looks like I'm getting some Meet the Fockers kind of vibes from this.
Yeah, I'm getting some bad grandpa vibes from this.
What about Dirty Grandpa?
That's what I meant.
Those are two different movies.
The one with Robert De Niro that's apparently bad.
Yeah. Apparently Bad Grandpa is actually pretty good.
That one's the one that's pretty
Dirty
fun.
Grandpa is bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so some we had some horror garbage as we do in February.
Red Sparrow.
I thought it said High Sparrow for a second.
High Sparrow starring Jennifer Lawrence.
This is going to be Jennifer Lawrence's subpar March piece before she stars in an Oscar bait piece in December.
Yeah, I also agree to that. Oh, Game Night also comes out this.
It's still going to be playing because it's such a big hit. It's so good. It's going to be such a big hit.
Okay, A Wrinkle in Time.
This looks bad. This looks
pretty bad.
I'm getting a lot of Phantom Menace vibes.
Yeah, I also say that I'm getting some Oz the Great and Powerful.
They're gonna have a Lord of the Rings battle at the end.
And apparently the book is pretty good. Like people.
Oh yeah, no.
Are like, I like that book.
My grade 6 English teacher recommended it. So
that's too bad.
Yeah,
I guess they fucked
she's like,
it
don't
up.
judge a book by its cover because the cover is very bland. It's like this is actually a really good book. And then
I'm gonna judge this movie by the trailer, and the trailer made it not look very good.
Okay. The Strangers Pray at Night.
That's probably some horror movie. I don't really care.
Gringo, sequel to Ringo.
That's
But with
wait, what's Ringo?
With Rango.
Is it the sequel to Rango?
But this time it's got twice as many G's and an extra I. Alright, next.
Okay, moving on. haven't heard of it. Tomb Raider starring Lara Croft.
She's too good for that movie.
Yeah.
Alicia Vikander should be...
I don't think
she should be in a December Oscar bait film.
Yeah, I don't think it's that she's too good. I think she's just miscast in this role.
Yeah. I think she's too good for the movie, though. Like, they shouldn't have... Like, she's
but
too...
you
don't need that good of actress to be in that movie.
Yeah.
They could have gotten...
But
like,
I think you still need a good actress.
Natalie Portman. They could have... Who's a bad actress? Who's that?
But I'm saying if you get a Gal Gadot, you get a Daisy Ridley, you could make Tomb Raider work. Because the original Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie is just a dumb, fun action movie.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun, even though it's really dumb. You could just do that again with, like, Gal Gadot, who's like...
Yeah.
Or
the
someone,
new, like, kind of...
female action
she's
star.
the new kind of Angelina Jolie. Where it's like, if Wonder Woman had come out, like, 10 years ago?
It would have been...
It would have gone to Jolie or... oh, crap, there's another one, isn't there? Oh.
Anna Kendrick. She wasn't even around then.
Yeah, but, like, especially, I think Daisy Ridley is good because she's really good at being...
She's got the British...
She's good at being in things where she reboots a franchise.
Yeah, and she has to run a lot.
And she runs. She's good
she would be good at that.
She's good at running.
All that.
Yeah,
she was.
She looked the part.
She was on a mountain in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And
there's mountains in this movie.
You know what's below mountains? Tombs.
Where were you going with that?
That's where I was going.
Okay.
Sherlock
Holmes. So this is the sequel. It's been in the works for about 7 years. To Romeo and Juliet. I actually saw Romeo and Juliet.
How was it?
It was like fine, I guess.
Was it? Did it tell the story of Romeo and Juliet?
It did, but
justice to just.
It did, but without it being a tragedy. So I actually kind of like that better than the actual story of Romeo and Juliet, because in Romeo and Juliet it's like, oh, it's I don't know, I feel like in general Shakespeare's characters have really poor character motivation.
Yeah, but
it's like, why is that character doing that? Well, because they are. It's called a tragic flaw. Don't you know good character writing?
It's like, oh, because they're an idiot, and that's why they die in the end.
See, it's clever because they're not.
It's clever because the characters.
I purposely made them all idiots. No, so with but with the first film, it was like I was a kid when I first saw it.
So it's like,
and as a kid I was like, yeah, that was fine. Yeah. So I mean, it probably doesn't hold up.
No. So this is probably maybe passable for kids.
Yeah.
But like garbage.
Yeah. if you have a brain.
Pacific Rim, the new Pacific Rim.
So I watched Pacific Rim yesterday, and part of why that movie works so well.
Yep.
Because there are stakes, and the stakes are set in the fact that the government doesn't believe in the giant robot fighting program. They don't believe in funding. Right. They're like, we can't keep funding giant robots. The giant robots are getting...
They cost too much money.
They're getting destroyed faster than we can build them.
Yeah.
It's a lost cause. This building a wall thing, which actually happened.
Oh, what do you know?
That the government's like, we should just build a wall, and then the wall doesn't work. Funny how that... Funny how that happened. So then they're like... So then it's kind of like this, like... Almost like...
It's like the last
ditch effort. They gotta band together with the remaining robots. Something really cool.
What I liked about Pacific Rim is it felt like this world that had this long history, and you were watching the final chapter of the Pacific Rim epic.
Yeah.
And then...
So I think a prequel film where it's like... No. But like, if you were going to do this type of movie where it's like, oh, we got a ridiculous amount of robots fighting a ridiculous amount of monsters because that's fun. You could set it in the Pacific Rim universe, but have it be somewhere in the middle of the Jaeger War.
Right, where
they would be in their prime, where they would have the most amount of robots.
Yeah.
And the monsters would be at their strongest, and the robots would be at their strongest. Yeah. That's the kind of idea of the films that the monsters get stronger as it goes on, but like, to have a thing where it's like... oh, here's another interesting chapter from this universe that's complete and ended. But this is a sequel.
Yeah, well, like, but that's the thing, too, is you have this crazy universe where there's monsters and robots that fight each other. You can do anything with that world. Yeah. And they're just like, it's the same thing again.
Yeah.
Like, the pitch that I had off the top of my head was like, what if now that the monsters are gone, they're like, well, we still have these giant robots. What do we do with them? And they're like, well, China or whoever.
No, all the robots are destroyed by the end of the film.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then my pitch doesn't work. I was gonna say maybe Russia turns bad, and they're like, we're gonna fight you all with giant robots.
Kind of that's what makes it so good. Is that like the closing of it? It's like when they blow up the last robot, they kill all the. So it's like the last robot kills all the monsters. So it's like no more robots, no more monsters. We can just sit on this life raft.
Yeah. So the answer is fuck it. Don't make another one.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Oh, I want to call the beginning of this one. The beginning of this one's gonna be John Boyega doing narration. He's gonna say, after we closed the breach, there was peace, but then we didn't know it. But the new monsters were coming. So then another breach opened or something, and then the monsters came. So we had to build robots again. And now we have our movie. That's what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say.
Yeah, that's gonna be that exact thing.
Yeah.
Action point.
Okay.
Ready Player One.
I am very not excited for this.
I really want to be excited.
I want it to be good.
I want it to blow me away.
I want it to be the best film ever made.
Yeah.
I think that should be. And that's what we should strive for any movie, really.
Yeah.
If you're making a movie, you should strive to make the greatest film ever made, because nobody's done that yet. No one's done.
I don't think that's true on every circumstance.
No, but
because some movies work because they're small and like just character driven.
Yeah.
And if every movie was like, this is the most important, epicest movie ever,
not as an epic,
we'd get Man of Steel.
If they just tried to make something really good, though,
Yeah, I think that's more important.
I'm worried because I see the trailer and it's like, I feel like this movie is just, it's banking on nostalgia way too much.
Yeah.
And the trailer, I'm like, oh, because for one, the trailer it's a bad trailer because it's a trailer and then it ends and then it's another trailer.
And then a second trailer starts.
And the second trailer is just a racing game trailer.
Yeah.
And then wait, you think it's over, but then we see a key going into a log, and we're like, what's this? We don't care, we just saw
You have no idea what
I was just listening to Tom Sawyer and watching on a car chase. Yeah. What's this whole key thing all about?
No idea.
I don't care, right? So I'm watching this, I'm like, what's the story?
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a very loose story for the sake of jumping through all these video game hoops.
It looks like, to me, from what I've heard of the story, is we have to get the thing.
Yeah,
and that's.
I've heard it's it's a giant fetch quest.
Yeah, which is like
the least interesting part about playing video games. Yeah. If you've ever played video games, Spielberg, old person who didn't grow up playing video games, you'd know that fetch quests are the least interesting parts of video games.
Do you think? Because I want Spielberg to make, he's made good movies.
He's made great movies.
He's made great movies. Do you think because he's made most of the movies that they're I
think this is like Spielberg's Silver
referencing
Age.
that he'll be able to do those properties justice and in a cool new way?
No, I just think I think he's just entering his Silver Age, where he just makes movies that are oh, that was good, instead of that was great. Because do you remember Bridge of Spies? I don't. That was Spielberg.
Do you remember the BFG?
No. So lately he's just been pumping out oh, that was good.
Yeah, that's too
bad. And that's
well.
So I want it to be good.
What was the one that I saw? Warhorse.
Well, that was good.
That was good.
That was good.
I don't remember much about it.
I remember the part when he's trying to get the horse to plow the field, and
I remember the part,
and it doesn't work because it's a racehorse as opposed to a workhorse, and it's not working, and the whole town comes to watch because they don't have television. But then he keeps trying and he doesn't give up, and then it starts raining, and the rain makes the soil soft enough for this racehorse to plow the field.
Wouldn't that make it harder because it would be all muddy and it'd be hard to
no, but because it was harder because he was trying to get this trough spike through the dirt to rip up these tracks.
So really the rain did most of the work?
Yeah, the rain, yeah.
I remember the part where the soldiers are like, hey horse, come this way, and they're all whistling to him, and you're like, oh, but they don't know the right whistle because the main guy trained him with an owl whistle, and that's how you get the horse to follow. So you're like, oh, I know something the characters don't. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good moment of dramatic irony.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Okay.
And that's the only thing I remember from the movie. A Quiet Place. Okay, this one looks like it maybe is interesting.
Is that Emily Blunt?
It's Emily Blunt and John Krasinski.
And it's directed by
It's directed by John Krasinski, who is, what's his face from The Office? Yep. Jim Halpert. And it's like a horror movie. And it's about how they live in silence, so they all speak like with sign language, because like there's a monster that'll get them if it hears them.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really cool premise.
I'm like,
I'm
okay.
on board. I'm on board.
I'm interested. I'm also interested to see Jim from The Office direct a horror movie.
Yeah, I wonder what his directing style is like.
Because I want to know like what his range is like,
and
if that's wrong. Oh, good.
The new Mutants, which is like. So
it's
just a horror movie. That's it.
So Fox is like, we got to do something different. Let's make the New Mutants a horror movie.
Why don't you just
make it like? It looks like a different superhero movie, but the most generic horror movie ever.
Let's make another R-rated film with a mutant lead that everyone loves.
I bet it won't.
We've got one of those coming out every year until the end of time. But we need to work with the other characters. What can we do to spice up this franchise aside from making it R-rated? Well, we
could try making it a horror movie.
We could try different
genres.
Let's throw different genres in there.
It looks bad.
No, it just looks like it's like oh crap.
On the Weekly Planet, they always mention how look, it's
like they put a bunch of like movie elements in like a randomizer.
Look, that's what they got. It's the wall is coming at you effect.
There's a lady in the wall
from like Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah,
the fucking thing is in every horror movie. Yeah. How scary!
Yeah,
something you've seen 100 times.
All right,
Rampage.
If this movie is self-aware enough,
it could be great.
It could be just balls to the wall, stupid, mindless action fun.
Yeah.
Of just a monster fights a city, and there's 2 monsters, and then there's 3 monsters.
I think what will completely make or break the movie is whether or not at the end The Rock has to turn into a giant monster himself.
And he's a rock monster.
Or he's a scorpion monster.
And to fight
the other monsters.
Yeah.
I think if they don't go that extra step of crazy, it'll be like, that was
fine.
Nah.
That was fine. I still want to see it.
But if they do that, it'll be great.
I guess this is the one movie on the list that I'm like, you know what?
You know what? Fuck it. I'll go see that.
Yeah, fuck it. It's not like oh, I've been anticipating. Like it's not like
because I have no expectations for it.
Like, I guess it's not. I guess we're not. When we say we're not looking forward to any movies this year,
which is still like I'm not really looking forward to Rampage, but I'm not.
But it's something that's going to exist, and it's something I'm going to react to as a result of its existence.
Yeah, and I'm not like offended.
I just feel obligated to see it as a fan of the video game as well.
I think it was just more like oh, this will be dumb and funny.
Yeah, exactly that too. But it's like what else is also interesting about it is that like after Geostorm, this whole like idea of disaster movies, it's like a dead franchise.
It's been dead for like 10 years.
And what else is
in 2012? It's been dead since that movie.
What else hasn't been?
Which was in 2009.
No, but what else hasn't been successful is video game movies. And this movie somehow combines both of these things that have been known to be unsuccessful. But I think because it's coming out on 4/20, it's going to be very successful. and then studio executives are going to be like, oh, we need to keep doing this video game disaster movie thing.
That's the problem with video game movies.
And then there's going to be
they weren't also disaster movies.
I've got it. There's going to be a Space Invaders movie where it's like alien life. It came, it's going to be the stupidest. It's going to be the episode
from Futurama.
No, but they're not going to be white. They're going to be like the stupid gray, dull alien ships that we always see, like, and there's gonna be a sky laser. There's gonna be a team of military guys. With the leader, the leader's gonna be played by
Scott Eastwood.
Yes. I was gonna say Taylor Kitsch. I'm like, but this isn't 2012. Why would they cast him? No,
Scott Eastwood. And Charlie Hunnam.
And Charlie. No, it's one or the other. It's gonna be Scott Eastwood.
It's definitely gonna be Scott Eastwood.
And he's gonna have to. Okay. Space Invaders 2020.
Okay.
I'm calling it now.
Cloverfield movie.
That's vague.
That's pretty vague.
Yeah.
So they.
Oh, it's got Daniel Bruhl.
Oh, okay, he's good.
Yeah, I like.
So apparently, that movie is probably another Cloverfield.
Maybe
movie like 10 Cloverfield Lane, where it's kind of like maybe in the
Oh, it's
same
like an
universe.
anthology kind of series?
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea.
I think that's probably what it'll be.
I just think the least reassuring thing about this film right now is that it's called Cloverfield Movie, and there is no picture for
There's
the poster.
no poster?
There's no poster.
But we didn't even know that 10 Cloverfield Lane was coming out till like 2 months before it came out, and they dropped a trailer out of nowhere, and we were like, "What?
Yeah.
Was this a Cloverfield
And it's really cool because it vaguely takes place in the same universe.
Yeah,
and is a really just good self-contained story.
Yeah.
So if you keep doing stuff like that, I'm on board with this.
Yeah, and yeah, that's so. Hopefully that's something.
All right, Super Troopers 2. Did you see the first Super Troopers?
No.
I missed that one.
Was it? What was it?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh shit!
Is this a remake of Overboard?
Yeah.
Starring Anna Faris? We've seen the 1987 comedy, and let me tell you,
is that Kurt Russell in that one?
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's with some babe of the time,
and babe, and it's fine.
It's
for an 80s whatever.
It works
comedy.
for an 80s comedy about a rich woman who loses her memory, and then Kurt Russell falls in love with her.
Yeah,
and
and it's also kind of rapey.
A little bit.
Because he's like, yeah, you're my wife, and we have 3 kids.
Wait, from what I'm seeing, is it the guy who loses his memory?
A spoiled, wealthy yacht owner is thrown overboard and becomes the target of revenge from his mistreated...
It's the guy. He's gonna be the one who goes overboard, because it's the woman who goes overboard in the original.
Does that make it better?
No, it makes it less rapey.
But it's still exactly the same amount of rapey if it's a guy.
Oh, I know, but it's woman on man, so
it's fine.
The masses won't care.
I care.
Okay, let's keep going. That's a good end. Traffic with a K. The K is backwards.
You spelled traffic wrong.
The K is backwards on the poster. They thought it would make it look more like a C if they did that.
Are they trying to be like Taken?
A couple of...
Did one of the Taken
A couple off for a romantic weekend in the mountains are accosted by a bike gang alone in the mountains. Bria and John must defend themselves against a gang who will stop at nothing to protect their secrets. That's a pretty garbage logline.
Doesn't sound
Add
good.
to watch list. Boom. I want to see Traffic.
Traffic.
I'm
right.
ready for the sequel, Traffic Jam. And the M is... They don't have an M anymore, it's an N, and the N is backwards.
Yeah, and then...
It's called Traffic Jam.
And then, Traffic 3, Rush Hour.
And the R in hour is backwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Avengers Infinity War!
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Me also. I haven't seen the trailer yet because I don't want to.
I've listened to it 3 times.
It's a fucking
Star Wars.
It
just from what I've heard, from what I've listened to, listening to the trailer,
it's going to be the greatest movie.
It sounds like it's going to be the greatest film of all time. It's like there was an idea, boom, to bring together the world's most unique people. The weirdest weirdos, so they could guard the world. Boom, boom. This summer, da 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 da. That's the shot of the facility.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the trailer, but I know that's the shot of the facility.
Probably.
And then it's like, I'm gonna make you bleed. I'm the bad guy. I promise you, there will be.
Hey, Avengers, do you bleed?
You will. And then Thanos is like, I'm the villain, and there will be consequences.
I am the villain of the story.
I am the villain of the story.
I'm going to win this movie, and there will be people who die, and like, it's like, oh, it's a promise of people dying in the film, and it's like, well, so is the Age of Ultron trailer. If you go back and watch the Age of Ultron trailer, it's very...
But that was also just like the wrong trailer for the movie, because it's kind of flat out a lie.
Yeah.
Like, totally. Where that one, it should have been, oh yeah, it's the Avengers again. Like, it's the same tone as the first movie. But
I love that trailer, though. It's better. It's better than the actual movie, though.
But that's what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Is that it's giving you this glimpse.
I just meant
as
a self-contained thing. I like the trailer. But for this one, it's like the Russo brothers know what they're doing, but I just feel like it might get a little bloated. With the cast.
Yeah, there's so many characters in this movie that it's like, I really hope that they can balance them all. And so far, they've done a good job.
They did a good job in Civil War, and there were 12 leads in that, I guess.
And this one has like 700
Well, I mean, in Civil War, it was like, it all came down to 3 characters, which is why Civil War works really well.
That's true.
It's the relationship between these 3 characters, and then a couple other characters who are affected by that relationship. And those are the ones who go through the most growth and change in the film. And that's why Civil War works really well.
Do you think they'll break this one also down to that? Where it's just like, it's mostly about Iron Man and Cap?
I think they'll break it down to 4. I think or 4 or 5, where it's like Peter Quill, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, and Bucky.
Spider-Man.
Bucky maybe, not Spider-Man.
But he was in the teaser. We're making the movie. It's me, Tom Holland. I watched the Avengers.
I saw the Avengers in the cinema with all my mates.
I don't think so. I think it was just the day they happened to shoot the behind the scenes. Tom Holland was on set,
and so they're like, let's get him because he's the new Spider-Man, and his movie's coming out soon, so we gotta promote it.
Yeah, that was why.
Probably. Yeah. Also, Chris Pratt is standing there with them, and he doesn't say anything that whole video. And that really bugged me.
Because he's great whenever he talks.
They just didn't let Chris Pratt talk.
Talking Chris Pratt's pretty great.
So hopefully this one's good, but I'm worried they'll fuck it up.
They'll find a way to fuck it up. They'll find a way to find it.
We'll find a way to find them.
Slender Man.
Oh!
Only 6 years too late, Sony.
From Sony Pictures. There's a man in the woods. He dresses nice.
But he doesn't have a face, so that means he's a scary.
Watch out. His tentacles are gonna grab you. You can't escape the Slender Man. He eats right, so he's got a good figure.
Okay, I'm gonna read you the thing. The story and a scary skeleton-like man who takes no prisoners. That's what it says on IMDb.
Well, I mean, Bruce Willis takes no prisoners in Die Hard, so this could mean anything.
I thought he does take prisoners, though. Isn't that part of the mythology, that he, kidnaps little children in the woods and brings them to the Slender Man world?
I feel like with this interpretation of the famed Slender Man character that we all know and love, if you're under 20, I guess.
And you're living in the year 2011.
And you're living in the year 2011. Is that the idea, I guess, with this take, is that he just kills you because that's what that kind of happens in the original game.
I guess that's true.
Slender, which is a pretty good game for what it is, which is a low-budget horror game.
Horror indie game.
And it works because of atmosphere, and I feel like that's where all the Slender Man culture kind of came from. I feel like spiraled from that. Like, it was kind of small, and then this game comes out, and then it's huge.
It's bigger
for a month.
There's also 2 or 3 independent Slenderman movies
that
already exist.
That are probably fine and probably better than whatever Sony Pictures is gonna do.
They're they're meh to okay, which is what you could expect from an independent, low budget movie on YouTube or whatever about the Slender Man.
Yeah,
where this is gonna be just garbage. A movie with Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper's piece. Solo, a Star Wars story, a smuggler's tale. We're playing Han Solo bingo for this one.
Yeah, we're gonna make bingo cards. We're probably not even gonna watch this movie legally.
Definitely. Oh wait, but
we're probably gonna go to
No, but we won't live in Toronto anymore by May.
Maybe they'll have it before. We'll go find a place that has
bootleg
movies.
And
we'll download it off of fucking
Putlockers. Putlockers usually has movies that are, I don't know. I mean, or we'll go on Tuesday.
Yeah, but only to like an independent theater, local theater to support them.
Like the Frederick.
Yeah. To support them and not fucking like Cineplex.
Yeah.
Because fuck them.
Yeah. Fuck Cineplex. This is a message brought to you by movie watchers.
We're gonna make bingo cards where it's like the Kessel Run.
I think we should do. We're gonna do a special video for that.
They play space poker. Boba Fett shows up and like all that shit.
He's piloting Slave One. Yeah, no. I think
that'll be how we enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
Not from the actual quality of the story,
but from the lack of quality.
All right. Okay, moving on.
June. Show me some June hits. Ooh, Deadpool.
Deadpool 2.
I thought that was coming out in February, but no.
Apparently, it's not.
It's solid. It's gonna be a solid. It's gonna be a solid summer hit. And with the director change, I feel like it's not going to be as good as the first Deadpool because the first Deadpool is very much lightning in a bottle. Yeah. And it's hard to catch lightning in a bottle again, especially when your director changes.
I also feel. I'm also kind of worried that story-wise, it's just gonna be like. It's the same thing again. He's doing wacky Deadpool stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like...
And I'm also kind of worried because the reason the director left was because of creative differences with Ryan Reynolds. So I feel like the director's like... Because the first Deadpool's great. So he was probably like... I'm worried that it comes down to like... He's like, oh, I need to do this scene to tell a story. And then Ryan Reynolds like, but I want to do this wacky part where I'm naked except for the mask, except for the mask, and then I cover myself in cheese, and then there's a bunch of puppies,
and I kill all.
And I roll around in pretzels, and then I kill all the dogs because they get brainwashed by the bad guy, and that's when Cable shows up, and Tim Miller was like, this is dumb, I'm not doing this scene.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Like the Thanksgiving, like the sex montage in the first Deadpool is brilliant.
It's great.
It's over the top, but perfect because it shows you, it tells you something about the characters.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
Progresses the story, and that's why I'm worried about.
Yeah, the first one kind of is pretty successful because a lot of it is just regular storytelling and regular character development.
Yeah.
It's told out of order because to spice things up a little.
Yeah.
And the character is really funny and really effective and has all the fourth wall
Well, I think it's told out of order to hook you right away because when you see Deadpool in the back of that taxi cab just dicking around, you're just I'm like, I'm so in. This is so good. I don't. With this one, they don't have to try because
they don't have to try as hard because people
already saw the first Deadpool, so it means that they're already 100% of people who saw it once are going to come back, minus the times that they saw it again. Yeah. So it's like they're going to make about at least 75% of the money guaranteed as Deadpool 1.
Like I'm more the first Deadpool short where he's in the phone booth.
It was so good.
Amazing. And then the trailer for this one where it was literally just a Bob Ross parody, also great.
Yeah.
I would be fine if they just kept doing those forever. I would be more excited for that.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're making Deadpool shorts forever.
There's going to be one every month.
We're doing one every month. I'd be more
I'd go for that.
Interested in that than if they're like, we're making a second movie. It's like, okay, I guess we gotta see Cable because you said we're making Cable in the movie.
There's Ocean's 8 because Ghostbusters was a success. Who thought this was a good idea?
They didn't.
Gary Ross! He did the first Hunger Games film. I know where this is going.
Oh boy.
Get ready for the shaking cam action scenes where they do a heist.
So, they must have been like, oh, they're making, did you hear? They're making the Ghostbusters girls now. That's the trend. That's what's gonna be successful. Fuck, what do we have? What do we have? We have Ocean's 11. Can we make that girls? Sure. Can we get 11
everywhere? There are Yu-Gi-Oh cards all over the floor.
Can we find 11 girls? We found 8. Good enough.
My name is Danielle Ocean. It's Debbie Ocean.
It's Debbie Ocean.
That's terrible. I think it would be interesting if Ocean's 8 was. I know it's not because they're dumb, but if it was like a sequel to the original ones. The original ones. It's about Julia Roberts. And she's because her last name is Ocean, right?
Yeah.
So she's like,
him,
oh,
right?
If you wanted to do like a woman power piece, it could be like my husband turned into a dick, and because he's a master of heists, he wouldn't suspect me to steal all his money. So now I'm gonna steal all his money.
Oh, so he's just a shithole. He just
yeah, and then like
that kind of undoes the first movie at least.
Or she
but whatever.
So she steals from someone.
She's whatever.
And George Clooney makes a cameo.
And he's like, "What? You stole my money."
He's like, honey, I think you're gonna need 3 more people if you want to have an adequate team. And then he looks directly at the camera.
Yeah. And
that if I was doing it, I'd get 3 more.
And then
people.
She's like, women are twice as effective as men,
so we only need 8
for the job,
as opposed to 11. And then he says, yes, but 3 times as bad as math.
Incredibles 2.
It's Brad Bird.
It's Brad Bird. So maybe
it'll be good. That's the sequel. This is the year of sequel. Every movie's a sequel.
Every movie's a fucking sequel.
Every movie's a sequel. It could be good. I think Brad Bird is good at storytelling.
Yeah. This is the only Pixar movie that we need, that we want.
Yeah, and I think with what the story was with the first Incredibles, it's just a great world that they built, and I'm really excited to come back to it.
Yeah,
with a new story. True. But like, it's not like, I feel like the whole not being excited for movies this year a bit just comes from if none of these movies came out, I'd be fine. I wouldn't care.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing that I'm like, oh, this looks so good, I have to see it. You know?
That's what I saw. That's what I said when I saw the first trailer for Baby Driver.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to see this movie.
And I haven't seen anything like that this year yet.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the first one's great. It's perfect. I hope this one is good also.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Ooh. Life finds a way.
Don't use the melt stick. Don't. Oh no, the island is blowing up. And they're running from it. Do you think that's going to be the third act climax or the second act climax?
I don't know how it can't be the third act climax.
Because they could still do Jurassic Park 2 and bring back the dinosaurs.
And then a dinosaur escapes.
A dinosaur escapes, and then Chris Pratt. Pratt Pitt. Chris Pratt. He has to team up with the military and his raptor, to fight the dinosaur that's gone loose in the city. And if that doesn't happen in the movie, I'm going to be very disappointed. But it looks like pure garbage.
It just looks
so bad. It's like Hollywood
like shit.
Hollywood solid gold.
It looks like
shit.
You know what it looks like? That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, Sicario 2.
Soldado.
Another Sicario.
Okay.
I guess.
I mean,
I wanted to watch that movie, but I fell asleep.
It's okay. The thing with this is that Sicario, the first Sicario, it's very much like a, I don't know, it's super artsy and it has one story it tells, and then at the end of it, it's like, oh, that was good, and I'm glad that I saw that movie. Yeah. But like,
It doesn't. It's not something.
It's not something that necessitates. It's not like a boner comedy or anything where it's like boner comedy 3, and then you see all the actors are back.
We're back.
And maybe like one of them left or something, and they're like on the cover, right?
Uh-oh.
And that's the kind of thing.
The wacky scenario we got into happened again.
And then there's like you see films like it's like Star Wars. There's another Star Wars. There's another Star Wars. Oh, there's new Marvel movies. Yeah. It's like there's another superhero sequel. This isn't really a film that needs that warrants a sequel.
Or should have one.
Not that any movie should have a sequel.
It's okay. Is it a lot like Denis Villeneuve's other movies?
Yeah, where it's
okay,
it's
yeah.
very
So
it's,
it'd be
it's
like
slow and it takes its time to tell.
So it'd be like
story, and it's a very dark story.
So it'd be kind of like if they were like Prisoners 2, and you're like
Prisoners or
and you'd be like, but why?
Yeah, so that's what I'm guessing. It's like, but why? Because it's like Sicario. The first Sicario is cool because the character Sicario means hitman, and the character Benicio del Toro's character is a hitman, and I'm guessing Soldado means something else. So
yeah,
and I would be really interested to see that character in because he's a really interesting character,
right?
Because he's basically like.
You know, it'd be cool.
He's like the Mexican drug cartel version of the Punisher,
right?
Which makes him super interesting.
You know, it'd be cooler.
What?
And maybe this is wrong because I haven't seen the actual movie.
Yeah.
But if Denis Villeneuve made another movie that was just its own story, and then he just shows up.
He just shows up in the movie. Yeah, that's. Like, I think that's what I want.
Would that be cool?
That would be really cool.
Okay.
It's like, and then it would be kind of like this the split plot twist.
Yeah.
It would be like that almost.
Where you're like, oh shit,
it's that
these
guy.
Movies are connected.
And it's like, and he comes in just for the third act. That's what you do with that character. He doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah.
Uncle. This is a movie.
So Uncle,
after draining his life savings and my soul.
So Uncle Drew. So
we watched all the Uncle Drews back to back. It was a very whelming experience.
Yeah.
The first one's like, oh,
this is fine.
This is kind of funny. And the second one's like, oh, we got
the same thing again.
And then they keep doing it. It's like we got to make it bigger every time.
Yeah, but there's nowhere to go. So
wasn't that great? We played a basketball game and we sold Pepsi.
Yeah.
What a day.
So Uncle Drew is a series of Pepsi commercials starring.
That is now a feature film.
Lee Rel Howery, maybe.
The joke is that he's a young basketball player.
He's an NBA player.
Yeah,
who puts on old guy makeup,
old guy prosthetics, and then plays basketball with young guys, and he kicks all their butts because he's secretly an NBA star, but they don't know that, so they just think that they're getting schooled by an old guy, and everyone's like, "What? But they
buy some Pepsi."
But they show all their reactions from like 7 different angles.
Yeah,
so that's how you know it's not real.
It's definitely the first one.
It's like a fake hidden
camera show. The first one might have been
real.
Might have been real.
I doubt it,
but to some extent, they definitely planted actors as well.
Yeah. To drink Pepsi
because there's fucking people drinking Pepsi during this street basketball game, which is like what?
Funny thing about a street basketball game is the street always wins.
This does not warrant a movie. No, you don't have enough character or story to fucking.
My prediction is the movie is garbage. Judging by the fact that the log line, like the synopsis, is longer than
the script for all four.
All 4, yeah.
Of the Pepsi commercials.
Yeah, probably. And that it's gonna be complete garbage, and also just a Pepsi show where it's like,
won't it just be a fucking
you know how at the beginning of every
Pepsi ad?
At the beginning of every Sony movie, it's like Sony, it's gonna do that, but Pepsi. I'm just gonna say. And there's gonna in every scene in the movie, someone's going to drink a Pepsi.
Oh.
I sure love the cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi. Yeah, but it's got a lot of sugar. You should try Pepsi Max. I'm Max, and this is Pepsi Max.
Yes, and it's the choice of a new generation.
Okay, July, Ant-Man and the Wasp. This is going to be a long-ass video.
I know. You should maybe split into 2 parts.
Maybe I'll split into 2 parts.